Hey y'all, I am back home, and coming back home, yes, I felt not blah. I don't know what I felt like. Okay, I'm going home and my mama is not there. Okay, I enjoyed myself, I cannot lie, but grief follows you. It don't go on vacation because you go on vacation. It follows you. And I want to just say that it's truly like a shadow. But I posed the question to my dear friend Karen, her son, who's my godson, my daughter-in-law Taylor, and my niece/daughter Kirsten. And I asked them, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of the word grief? And we've all experienced grief on some level. And unfortunately, you will too. And please hone in and listen to what they had to say and how they just expressed themselves. But I really want you to listen to Chris, a young man. And he, I was just blessed to have him to just respond and see what he has to say. Everything everyone said blessed me, but he was just a little different. And tell me if you sense something a little different by his response. And I promise we will engage back. I'm a little slow these days, but I'm here. God is good. I got to keep on pressing. All right? Y'all be encouraged as I encourage myself.
Hi everyone, just piggybacking off of the question my aunt asked. To me, grief is when you lose something that you had a deep tie or an emotional tie or something you just loved. And to me, it doesn't just have to be a person. It could be a cat, it can be a dog. I mean, it could be your favorite shirt. It's just something that you felt like you loved and then you lost. Even though typically grief is related to someone passing away or someone, going to heaven. When I hear the word grief, the thing that comes to mind for me is resentment, sadness, like a wall, like a block. A lot of people block out their feelings or mask their feelings while their grief is going on. They tend to mask it with other things in the world. Just know, if you're going through grief, then we are here for you. We can all be here for each other. I hope you are healed and made whole by this video. And know we love you. Bye.
So earlier tonight, I was talking with a dear friend of mine, and one of the subjects we were talking about was grief. That's something I think most all of us have gone through at some point in our lives. And she asked me, what was the first thing that comes to mind when I think about grief? And for me, loneliness. Grief brings about loneliness, sadness, and even emptiness. Because all of us know with grief, there's a loss. Usually there's the loss of a loved one, a family member, a friend. It could even be a pet, a family pet, but it comes from some kind of loss in your life. How do we handle grief? Well, that certainly depends on the individual. We're all different, so we all handle grief in different ways. But rest assured, it is something that we all have to go through.
Hey y'all, so I was asked a question by my mother-in-law, what do I think of when I think of grief? And the first thing that comes to mind is loss, but not particularly just a loss of a person, but also think of like a loss of a dream, or also loss of like an identity of past self, and the person that you used to be and coming into a new era of yourself. That can also be an experience of grief. And I will say that experiencing grief in any form or magnitude definitely can be isolating, can be lonely, can be depressing. And in that moment, you're trying to figure out where to place your emotion, trying to fill that void, and trying to figure out how do you move on to your next, but still having the opportunity to grieve along the way and not just completely saying, I'm going to put this to the side and it no longer exists. Because I think grief is like long lasting. I think it continues to happen over time. but I also don't always think that it's negative. I also think that coming out of grief, you can also find your passion and your purpose. I think for me specifically, losing my father, within that grief, I was able to find what I was passionate about and purpose through that I was able to fuel my purpose with the grief. And so I think that there can be a positive and a negative within grief. But ultimately, you know, when I think of grief, I think of loss.
Grief is one of the hardest things we had to endure in life. It causes depression, pain, void, loneliness. But in life, without grief, love wouldn't be so special.